I'm going to walk you through a quad. So I'm going to be doing my makeup as if I just bought one of the quad or the quad stack. So if you got the quad stack, that means that you got this compact but with 2 layers. And I'm going to start this out because I don't have a quad stack. I'm going to show you within these 2 things. I've set this up so if I was just getting one quad and it's my beginner pack, how do I start to get into this makeup? What do I do? This is what I recommend. This is kind of what your color match looks like. So here are the 4 colors that I would get for myself. And the first one is a color correct. So you may or may not have this one, or you may have multiple of these, which if you're getting color matched and you want to stay in this 4 component, then you probably only want to go with 1 color match to start, or if you get the quad, then you can add a couple more of your color matches. This is my eye highlight. So my lightest color of my highlight I would put next. This is how I would sequence it. Color correct, lightest eye highlight. Then this is my face that matches my chin, this area. So this is the rest of my highlight, 2 highlights, and contour. So that's how what this looks like just now, and then I'll show you what the second layer of your quad, if you wanted to expand or you're looking for the next steps for getting out of just the basics, covering the basics, I'll be going over that too. This is the blend and tap brush. I like to use this kind of puffy rounder end in my color correct. This can be mango and this could be aspen. Either one of those. Mango is for hyperpigmentation, aspen is for redness or spots. And we also have Frenchie as a color correct, and that is to help with the dark circles under your eyes. And normally I would apply that with my finger. Okay, so I just put these on any of the spots that are on my face that I want to just give that extra layer of neutralization to kind of give it a nice base. Okay. And I'm not really blending this in at all. A lot of this other redness is just from being flush and hot and bath, but you're going to see that go away too. Now you can do this in any sequence you want. This is just one of the sequences that you can do. I'll go through what I normally do. This is my Buffy brush. I'm going to use the bigger end of this, and I'm going to put it in my number 2, which is my eye, the lightest color that I have for highlight. And I'm just going to tap this on. I tap it in the tin maybe 2-3 times. I'll show you what my brush looks like. And you're trying to make a triangle basically under your eye. You want this to reflect the light as much as possible on your face. Okay, so here, this is the application. I simply do that much. Not much on the bristles of the brush, but a little bit goes a long way. I like to layer the makeup on as it's needed. So you can see even with the light amount that I had on this brush, it still covers significantly with a little bit. Okay. Put a little bit more here. And I'm not even going to blend that. You don't have to. None of this is, you're not winning art awards at this phase. So don't feel like there's anything that you're doing wrong. Just simply put this on the top of your eye, under your eye, and you can go back in with a beauty blender to get in the creases of your eyes if you don't want to get too close with the brush. Now we're going to go to, with the same end of the same brush, I'm going back in and I'm getting this lighter or this darker color to put on the lower part of my face, and I'm leaving a spot in the middle of my cheek with nothing on it, because that is going to be where my contour goes. So just put this same couple of dabs on the surface, gives you enough to work with, and I try to blot it on. Seems to make the makeup last just that little bit more, and it gives you kind of that softer finish. Okay. And this doesn't need to be blended very well either. Okay, now switching the brush over. This is the smaller end, and I'm going to be putting this into my contour color, which is number 4 in my quad. So this is the sequence that I normally put it in. 1, color correct. That could be 1, 2, 3, depending on what your needs are. 2 is my eye highlight color, my lighter of the 2 highlights that I have. The second is your other highlight, whichever color that may be. And then your 4th is your contour. So here you go. And you start your contour putting it by the crown, on the crown of your head. And again, this doesn't need to be blended. You're going to be using a beauty blender at the end of this, so don't feel stressed. Even when you look like this, you shouldn't stress. I pull this into my hairline so you don't see the line so much, and this is going down my cheekbone. So it can go right on top, slightly under. And I even pull this out a little bit in my ear because I'm going to blend this out as well. Doing the same tap and pull onto this brush. I pull this from behind my ear, and I can blend that a little bit out. But again, this is all going to be blended with the Beauty Blender. So this is your quad stack. This gives you this beautiful look. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Now we're going to use the Beauty Blender. I have wet this underwater and wrung it out, so it's just a little bit damp. And now I'm going to blend these highlight and contour together. All of it. All over your face. There is no place that you can't go. You don't have to stay only in the contour area first and blend that out. You do all of it together. And I use it in a stippling kind of effect. I try to make sure that there's no line up here. I kind of pull this back into my hairline so you don't see a line. And blot this out to just give you that natural shadow on your face. Gives you structure. Brings out you, your bone structure, what you look like. Which is one of my favorite things about this makeup. Okay. All over the chin, and I pull this down. Just like that. There you go. And I try to really be conscious of this spot because this is kind of where I feel like you can see when things aren't blended. So really make sure that you feel you're getting that. If you need to, ask your partner to make sure you don't see a line, and you just pull it down to give you that shadow. Okay. One of the other things that you can do with your contour is use it as an eyeshadow. So I am going to use my blend and tap brush, and I'm just going to pull a little bit from the contour that I used for my face, and I'm just going to put it on my eyelid. This is an easy go-to for anyone that just wants to kind of ramp up the look or kind of complete it a little bit more. This is super easy to do. And it's in the quad stack already, so you don't even, you're getting bang for your buck to know that this thing can go to multiple uses. Now you can do that. I'll do my other eye. Okay, contour for eyes is done. Now we can do, I have been using Aspen, or for myself, since my brows are a little bit darker, I have been using my same contour that I've been using on my face and on my eyelids. I just tap just the littlest bit on a flat brush and I just fill it in a little bit. But if your eyebrows are light or they almost seem like they're disappearing from your face, I recommend trying the Aspen as your eyebrow filler. I've seen that it gives just that little bit of color to your brows that are there, brings them out, but it isn't necessarily a brown or a color, so it doesn't look like this strange line that came out of nowhere. It is this really nice kind of slated color, a little bit more on the green gray tone, so it's a little bit more skin neutral, which is a nice way to use for eyebrows. So both contours I would use in that way. And that, for now, you can also use this as an eyeliner. I'll show you that later, but you can use your dark contour to line your lips and pull that into the lip colors that we have. So that is this complete stack all together. And now I'm going to show you, if I were to have a second layer, what would I include in that. I have set up this compact to reflect kind of a quad stack and what I would get in order. So I'm starting with one, which is Pearl, which is our cream illuminator. This is nice. I just put it on with my finger, but it really gives you that, your skin, that dewiness, that glowy look. I put it right on the top of my cheekbone, around the edge of my eye. I just put a little bit there. I do the same on this side. And we have another illuminator over here that is a powder illuminator. I like to use that in my eyeshadow area. But if you don't have this powder, then I use the Pearl. So this can be that replacement until you get the powder, but I just feel like the powder is more iridescent in these spots that you really want the light to really reflect a lot stronger. This is more of that shimmy glow look. But in a pinch, I use this where I would use this illuminator Starlit. So right under the end of your eyebrow where your eye bone is, you want to bring that out so it makes your eyes look bigger. And you want to put it in the crease of your eye to block out that blueness that naturally just sits there. That kind of kicks out that blue and makes it reflective. I also put it down the edge of my nose, and I put it on my Cupid's bow. So that is the Pearl. This is Glow, which is another illuminator, but I use this as my bronzer. In your kit, you may have the Bella bronzer, but for this kit, since I don't have the Bella bronzer yet, I've been using Glow, which is a similar use. I'm going to use the hack brush, just this kind of rounded edge. And this just gives you your contour if you want to warm up your look a little bit more. I use this to put it kind of right over my eyes here. I put it at the top here, where the sun is going to be hitting you. You want to be putting sun on your face, basically. You're giving it the look of you've caught some sun. Okay? Go back in with your beauty blender, blend this out, just that little bit. And the Bella bronzer is really great as an eyeshadow as well. I like that color a lot. It's a little bit more of a more red or more vibrant brown color, which is really nice, but it's cream based, a little bit more cream based than the other contour that you use. So I do recommend using some sort of more matte color over top of the Bella to just let it set a little bit more. You can use the bronzer as the base and then go over it with either Aspen or in my case I use Indigo as my contour. So you could layer those two up and give you a totally different new shade of an eyeshadow. My next one is this color is Desert Sunset. It's a lip and cheek color. I think it's just really nice and natural. I've had really nice results with it, so I would recommend it to you. I think it's a pretty universal color. And I'm going to put that on with the end of my powder brush, my B2 brush. Just going to tap a little bit. There you go. Putting it on the apple of my cheeks. And pulling it back. Again, no pressure that you're putting it in the exact right place. There is no right or wrong here because you're going to use your beauty blender to just blend it into your makeup anyway. So it tends, if you're blotting it in the right area, you're putting it in the right area. So there you go. And this last one, I'm going to put it on, even though I put a little bit of the pearl, I'm going to show you what the difference is in using this Starlit. See how much more reflective you're getting? I think it's just a really great base eyeshadow to have to always brighten your eye. So I feel like that's one of the reasons I put it in my kit. Other things may be a priority for you. If you want a different eyeshadow or you have the setting powder you want to put in your kit, this is a good time to put all of those things in. If you don't have a setting powder, I also use a setting spray. I've been trying out this one. This is the first one that I've ever tried, and it's Urban Decay All Nighter. So far, I can say that it does keep my makeup in place. I think that it does a great job. Mascara also has its own setting spray that you can try. If you want to know more about that, let me know. Lastly, if you want to use any of the eyeshadows, I can help you depending on your eye color. I can help you find the best eyeshadows for your eye color. So we can make little eye kits for you, so you can maybe do 2 or 3 different shadows and it gives you different looks when you put them in different places. For me, I just got a really nice pink neutral color to kind of add when I have really subtle makeup on. Maybe I don't put my contour on, I just want to use the pink. And this is the setting powder, so I'm going to use that now. I'm going to tap this in just a little bit with the other side of my Buffy brush. You may have one of these in your makeup kit. If not, ours is fabulous. It feels really nice. The brush doesn't shed at all on your face, which I like. And you get the blush brush with it. So blush and bronzer I used with this brush. Okay. So that is your complete look with a hack stack. That is everything that you would have in your kit, whether you have the stack or you have the Hack Stack, which is 2 layers of this kit. So it's this double. So you get, I'll go over this one more time. We have Color Correct in the first spot. This is Aspen for my face. That's the color correct that I use. It could be Frenchie, it could be Mango. It could be all 3, it could be 1, 2, who knows, whatever your needs are. Then we have the Lighter Eye Highlight, which is in slot number 2. In slot number 3, you have your Darker Highlight, which is where you're going to put on your chin. It's going to match your neck. And the last 4th spot is your contour. Now, for my continued hack stack, I would have, this is just what I'm using for myself. Yours can vary depending on what your needs are, but I have Pearl. It's an illuminator. I use that to make my skin look dewy. This glow is in place of a bronzer, Arbella bronzer or glow illuminator. This is Desert Sunset. It is for lip and cheek. I'll put it on my lip actually now so you can see it. Has a really nice gloss. Just the slightest bit of color, but it doesn't look like overdone. It just looks natural, but dewy. And the last one that I have in my kit is Starlit Illuminator, which I use to open up my eyes with eyeshadow kind of tricks. So if you have just gotten your hack stack or quad stack, I'm thrilled to have you on my journey and your new journey of doing makeup. I am here to help you. If you have any questions, please don't feel stressed. This is meant to be fun. I will do my best to keep you entertained and getting confident by the day. So thank you so much for supporting me, and I'm so grateful to have you. Thank you.